I don't think that we should be restricted to just one currency. If we're restricted to just our fiat currency, then we run into issues like the problem with hyperinflation, like the issues with your bank. You don't want to get there to the shops and you want to be buying groceries for the week or for the month for your family, and you're not able to buy anything. Like
100%.
it doesn't make sense, and that's not how the world's supposed to work. Hey guys, it's Keenan here. I'm back with David and
Hey guys.
Rashid. Today we will be working on the ethics of shadow banking. So we just want to go a little bit over the topic of P2P trading. Is this kind of a way to bypass a traditional banking system? I just kind of want to get right into it. Like, there's a lot to do with shadow banking in a lot of these countries that are struggling at the moment with their own currency. So with their fiat currencies, they're having issues of like actually spending money, and you know, you have problems. I would say, I know Turkey's got an issue at the moment.
An issue with what?
It's with regards to their fiat currency. So they're not able to spend, I don't know what, it's a dinar if I'm not mistaken, the Turkish dinar.
Yep.
They're not able to spend their currency properly, and crypto is emerging quite a lot in that
Turkey.
field. Yeah,
That's
just
good.
because of it. I mean, it's great. It works out really well for them because, I mean, more power to the people.
Yeah.
But I think there's a couple other countries as well. You were mentioning to me.
Cameroon, Ghana,
was it
Nigeria, Ecuador, El Salvador, Vietnam. All these countries have P2P systems, shadow banking. Yeah. But my issue is like similar to what you brought up now.
Yeah.
Like, is the peer-to-peer system helping the country? Because we're speaking about specifically nations where the banking system has failed, right? You mentioned all these South American countries and African nations where it could be corrupt government, corrupt politicians, corrupt bankers. Yes, hyperinflation. That's resulted in people basically not being able to use fiat to get their basic human needs.
Yeah.
Like, they can't pay their rent, they can't buy food. They have to walk with a suitcase of cash to go buy bread at the shop.
Same like Zimbabwe when Mugabe was in power.
Exactly,
It was a big issue.
So this is a big issue. Then people are wanting to tap with their cards, but there's issues with the banking app all the time. Then the ATMs are always offline. So these tend to happen in nations where the banking system or commercial banking system is flawed, and so people have to turn to other currencies.
Yeah.
But I guess my question on this topic is, does this actually help the system? Does this help fix the banking system that's now been broken in these countries? Or like, it's one, let me put it this way.
Is it like a more ethical thing? Like, are you asking in that sense of like?
Yeah, like,
do you
should
think
you?
it's ethical?
Yes. So let's say Rashid is a Zimbabwean. Okay, would it be ethical for him? I don't know any Shona, not really, but would it be ethical for him to use a peer-to-peer system and alternative currencies, or as a Zimbabwean, he should only be using Zim dollars, even though the currency is failing, even though the government was corrupt? I can't attest to your government today, Rashid, but
Don't want to talk about it, guys.
You might get in trouble. Yeah. Deportation is a thing.
but nah, he's got his papers.
There you go.
He's got his papers. I hired him. So
Welcome.
thank you. Are you actually creating a larger is it unethical is what the question is.
I think it's ethical, man. I don't think that we should be restricted to just one currency. If we're restricted to just our fiat currency, then we run into issues like the problem with hyperinflation, like the issues with your bank. You don't want to get there to the shops and you want to be buying groceries for the week or for the month for your family, and you're not able to buy anything. Like,
100%.
it doesn't make sense, and that's not how the world's supposed to work.
It doesn't. And I'm thinking about how interconnected we are. Like, I just think it would be silly for banks at this point to kind of go against a peer-to-peer system.
100%.
Because if the banking system were great, most people wouldn't be using the peer-to-peer system.
I can give you a good example of why the banks are not the most reliable. Like I've seen it in person. I took my granny for lunch the one day, and we were sitting in the restaurant, and Capitec went down. Right, there were like I think 4 or 5 people in the restaurant. We couldn't pay our bill because our cards weren't working. And it's like, imagine you get to the shops and you have that same problem, or just like being at the restaurant.
Imagine being a business and not being able to get an income. Like people can't pay you, or like literally your livelihood is affected because of corrupt
100%.
politicians and because of hyperinflation, which you had nothing to do with. So, I mean, peer-to-peer, I think when we're talking about like the ethics, right? I think from the perspective of maybe Rashid as a Zimbabwean, struggling.
I need to survive.
Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely. But a peer-to-peer system was birthed out of survival because people like, I think peer-to-peer systems are just marketplaces, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at like where marketplaces came from, it's when stores would be closed or the government's not taking care of their country, certain goods aren't provided. I remember when Argentina had a toilet paper crisis. So people were privately buying toilet paper from neighboring nations
and selling it
and bringing it into Argentina. People were using online platforms to buy toilet paper because
so like
there was
P2P platform kind of
yeah,
thing.
but it's just very weird. That's why a peer-to-peer system would exist, is for those instances.
Yeah.
And I think 2008 was a big reminder to people take a hold and take power over their own wealth and finances.
You can't have everything be government controlled if the system's not working. You know, that becomes a big problem. And I mean, P2P has many uses as well. So it's not just the fact of like having power over your own currency. People, with regards to power, people are selling now electricity. They when they have solar panels on their houses, all the extra load that they receive from the solar panels, they're able to sell it to their neighbors and use crypto as a transaction method.
Oh, that's real nice.
And that's
dope.
I mean, that's awesome. It's like it's I know if you're in the building industry, it's required. Like your new houses nowadays, they have to have solar panels. So every time there's something new that pops up in the world, P2P has a use there. And I think it's especially important, and I think it's especially ethical to have that system to fall back on.
Yes.
If you don't have a system to fall back on, it's like anything in life. What did I say in that last video? Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Someone
Fantastic.
in the comment section there just
Figure out who
Correct.
made that statement.
it
I
was
wasn't the
definitely
first.
you that don't know the proper
That what was it?
pressure.
The quadruple P. Proper preparation prevents poor. Or five of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
the 5 P's.
The 5 Ps.
The 5
But
P's of success.
It's just important to have. You know, you can't live in a system without backups. Even if you live in a house, you usually have like a generator or something in case your power goes out. You have canned food if you can't go and buy normal food. You've got a stash somewhere.
I just think of sorry to break your word.
No,
I think
go for
of like, just to return back to the topic, like the real ethical discussion surrounding P2P, I think, is that the ethics from the side of, let's say, a civilian is different from the ethics or from the perspective of, like, let's say, the economy looking outward, right? So let's say we are now we're in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
And Rashid's a
Welcome,
hometown.
guys.
Huh?
Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome to Harare. So in Zimbabwe, the country is going through a depression or recession. Okay. Not right now. Zimbabwe is doing great now. Great?
Decent. Okay.
Better than it was.
Better than it
We'll
was,
take
okay.
that as a thumbs up. Yeah.
So, from my understanding of economics, right, during a recession or depression, the government doesn't want people to save money, needs people to spend money. We need spending power of, like, we need people to spend more. Spending in the country needs to go up in order to fix the damage that is done to the economy. But I think what savings at foreign investments and peer-to-peer trading does is money's leaving. Even like literally even saving your money in the bank account and not withdrawing it.
It's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
Yeah.
The government doesn't want you to be saving during a recession. The government and the economy wants you to have had savings prior to the recession and then spend to fix it. So that's why I think the ethics, like, yeah, maybe Rashid could weigh in more here, but I think the ethics of peer-to-peer trading would be different from a government perspective and to a, let's say, just a local citizen's
As
perspective.
a normal person.
I think we should be helping the economy the best way we can.
So doing the,
So-
the best thing for the country. in a
Correct.
sense.
The most optimal way for the country. But I mean, if
But what
you
that means is that
experience
you're hungry.
Yeah.
yeah, so then you're gonna have to fall back on something where you can survive. So P2P
Exactly.
trading would be
It's
then
essential,
optimal.
yeah. 100%. I mean, we've definitely spoken about how savings are not an injection into the economy.
Big time.
Savings are not taken into consideration for like a country's or economy's GDP or GNI. It's based on spending. It's based on money leaving your bank account, actually.
I wanted to say, I think at that stage, P2P isn't investing, it becomes survival for you.
Yeah, like we
Good way
said
to put it.
before,
Yeah.
I think P2P, I would say there is no room for an ethical conversation about whether P2P should be allowed, because it should be allowed. It's always been allowed. Before these institutions, there was P2P,
Yep.
right? People were meeting at marketplaces and exchanging and bartering. So I don't think we should be rid of it, especially for nations that need it. But I think there's definitely a conversation about, is P2P actually harming or keeping a country in a recession for a longer period of time than it needs to be? And how do we balance those two where we provide like citizens with, I guess this is a question I'm posing to you guys too, and you can comment your thoughts in the comment section below. But is this something that needs to be addressed by the citizens of the country, a user of P2P? Should they feel guilty for using alternative currencies when your government or your economy needs you to use the local currency? Or should you take care of your own? Yeah?
I think, watch your own back. It's important.
Cool.
But let us know in the comments, guys.
Yes.
All our socials are linked down below in the description. And great session, guys.
Lovely.
It was lovely filming with you.
Awesome.
And we'll see you all in the next one.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.